morning. Welcome to Wake Up with the Early Nerd Live. I'm your host, Steve, the Early Nerd. And as always, I'm talking quietly because if we wake up Mrs. Early Nerd, then we're all in trouble. Today is Monday. Yay. Don't matter to me, really. Once you get my age, days don't matter anymore. Any day I wake up, that's a good day. Looks like we're fixing to get a storm. I've been seeing some lightning, hearing a little bit of thunder. Maybe we'll get lucky this time and get some thunder in the background. Who knows? You know, uh, that last video that I did where it was storming and was able to get the thunder on the microphone. That was fantastic. I loved it. I love the way it listened and everything else. This microphone won't sit still, so forgive me if I keep adjusting. Oh, see, look, oh, there it goes. Woo! That's funny. Okay. Now, um, so today we're going to talk about the weekend box office numbers. The new animated Spider-Man did fairly well, and I've got an article that I'm going to share for you guys, and we're going to read it and check and see what happened in the movies this weekend. So there it is. Box office Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse slingshots to a huge $120.5 million debut. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse webbed up a stellar $120.5 million in its domestic box office debut. The film beat expectations to land the second biggest opening weekend of the year behind only the Super Mario Bros. Movie with $146 million, as well as the third biggest opening weekend for any Spider-Man film. Sony's animated sequel is benefiting from great reviews and positive word of mouth, as well as goodwill from its predecessor, 2018's Oscar-winning Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Initial ticket sales were significantly higher from the first film, which introduced audiences to Miles Morales and the idea that anyone can wear the mask, and opened to just $35.5 million. But it proved to have an enduring appeal and stuck around in theaters for a while, ending its run with $190 million in North America and $384 million globally. Across the Spider-Verse seized another $88.1 million from 59 territories in its international box office debut, led by China with $17.3 million. That brings its worldwide total to $208.6 million to start. This is an exceptionally good opening for an animation follow-up sequel, says David A. Gross, who runs the movie consulting firm Franchise Entertainment Research. Spider-Verse took a well-liked superhero, gave the storytelling an original visual style and voice, and created a unique experience. Joaquim Dos Santos, Kemp Powers, and Justin K. Thompson directed the PG-rated Across the Spider-Verse, which cost $100 million. The story follows Miles and Gwen Stacy, aka Spider-Woman, as they attempt to save their fellow Spider people from the villain who goes by the name of Spot. Shameik Moore and Haley Steinfeld returned to voice Miles and Gwen, while the rest of the voice cast includes Brian Tyree Henry, Issa Rae, Jason Schwartzman, Daniel Kaluuya, and Oscar Isaac. Audiences awarded the film with an A cinema score, while critics bestowed it with a 95% average on Rotten Tomatoes. Other than Disney's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, it's been a minute since superhero movie has received that kind of praise. Across the Spider-Verse took the number one spot, but it wasn't the only newcomer to box office charts. Disney and 20th Century's The Boogeyman, adapted from Stephen King's short story of the same name, opened in third place with 12.3 million from 3,205 theaters. The Horror Story added 7.7 million at the international box office, bringing its weekend total to 20 million worldwide. That movie, which arrived slightly behind the expectations, was originally slated to debut on Hulu and cost a modest $35 million to produce. Critics and audiences were mixed on The Boogeyman, starring Yellow Jackets actors Sophie Thatcher and Chris Messina. It holds a 60% Rotten Tomatoes score and earned a B- cinema score. Disney's The Little Mermaid remake, starring Halle Bailey as Ariel and Melissa McCarthy as Ursula, slid into the number 2 spot with 40.6 million from 4,320 venues in its second weekend release. That's a 57% decline from its debut. So far, The Little Mermaid has grossed 186 million in North America. Overseas, the Under the Sea Tale has collected 42 million in its sophomore outing, which brings its international tally to 140 million and its worldwide total to 326 million. Disney accounted for 3 movies in the top 5, as Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 took 4th place with 10.2 million. To date, the superhero threequel has generated 332 million domestically and a mighty 780 million globally. Universal's Fast X rounded out the top 5, adding 9.2 million from 3,467 locations in its third outing. It generated 128 million at the box office, which isn't that promising for a blockbuster of its size. However, it's fared better at the international box office with 474 million, taking global ticket sales past the $600 million mark. Now, so, that's decent totals for this weekend, I guess. I've heard lots of good things about the new Spider-Man, Across the Spider-Verse. A lot of the nerds that I listen to or watch on YouTube. Generally, I listen to them. I don't spend a whole lot of time watching, unless they're actually doing something. If they're just talking, then I'll just listen. But a lot of them have said good things. They say that it's a good movie. So that might be something to go watch. Go check it out. If you like it, leave a comment. If you don't, leave a comment. As I said, my 2 of my daughters went and saw The Little Mermaid. They loved it. They thought it was great. Personally, I liked Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I liked it, quite a bit. It was good. I haven't seen Boogeyman. I don't do horror. Horror's not my bag. So I don't watch horror films. So I can't tell you how good that is, because I won't watch it. So you won't get a review of it out of me. And of course, Fast X. I had a friend of mine went and saw it, and he said it was meh. It was all right. He said it's not as good as the rest of them, but he said it was all right. So there's your top 5 for this weekend. If you're going to go see a movie tonight, well, there's your top 5 picks. Go check one of them out. And if you do, come back here tomorrow and leave a comment. Tell me what you liked about what you saw. Tell me what you didn't like about what you saw. And, we'll go from there. For those of you invested in the Saturday game story, regularly scheduled programming will return on Sunday. I haven't heard from my DM yet whether or not they had a good time at the con. Hopefully, I'll hear about it soon, but we'll see what happens. And so I think that's about it for today. Man, I sure wish I could recreate that fireball that happened that one day. That was so cool. I ended up capturing a still of that shot and posting it, making a thumbnail out of it, and using it as my Saturday game promo thumbnail. So you will see it if you watch the Saturday game episodes on Sunday morning, sharp, 6 a.m., like always. But like I said, I think that's about it for today. So whether you're going to work, which I am, or going anywhere else on this rainy for me Monday morning, remember, be safe, be careful out there, and always remember the early nerd loves y'all. So we'll talk to y'all soon. Bye bye now.